I didn't quite hear that.
We
We
are
are
now
now
live.
live. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for my Strider 2014 run for Califire 2. My name is TheGuesst, and we'll go ahead and get started with the game here. Why delay it? The mode we run on is the easy difficulty. There's a lot of tricks that you can only do on the easy difficulty that are just impossible otherwise. So that's the fastest way to play. That's what we do. And we're going to start the timer very soon. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off here. Now we're going to have to go through what this game is. Strider is actually a really old Capcom IP. It has a lot of history to it. But this game in particular is a Metroidvania. It's a game about getting certain power-ups, just progressing through the game. And the way the designers wanted it to be played was more like Fusion, but we can play more like Stone because it's broken as heck in some places. Anyway, for starters, top left there, we got our health and a meter that fills up as we defeat enemies. We got a slide and a slash attack first off. And we got our first power-up right here. This is the... I forgot what this was. Slide Assault, yeah. It's actually just a powered up slide. It just goes through great. Not much to it. It's pretty simple. We need to get it. The Cypher attack, which is just sword I'm swinging constantly here. You can swing that about as fast as you can mash the button, up to 3 times per second. And we're sliding off these edges right here at the beginning of the animation to just keep all the speed from that. Go faster. Nice. And sometimes the enemies can shoot themselves. That's pretty funny. We're going to make sure we get the full meter here, so we double our sword length and double damage. And that saves a little bit of time. It's not as broken as NES Strider, no, but it is pretty impressive. It does live up to the Strider legacy in that regards, if I do say so myself. So we're just going through the first area here. Sliding is the primary way to move around if you have no upgrades, pretty much. That's pretty fast. Lurch up here. Slash on the ground in order to do a slide so you don't drop through platforms. It has the same button function. And we have our first mid-boss here. This guy's mean. So we want to get a 2-cycle on him, make him teleport. And he hit us from behind, so probably not going to get a 2-cycle. Not even a 2.5, just a 3. So now we get a pretty important item for the run here, the Charge Cipher. Lets us do double damage charge slashes, and it lets us hover in the air with a couple of techniques. Kind of like arm pumping in Super Metroid or sliding, and so you just got this technique where you release your charge boost in the air, it pushes you forward a few frames. We call that charge boosting. And there's a technique that you can put on top of that called Charge Boost +1, where you recharge the Cipher at a certain frame afterwards, and you'll get even more distance. And it saves a lot of time. It can have some quirks if you hit slopes and such, but it's generally faster than sliding to move around, so we do it a lot. Later on, we'll get a teleport, and that'll be faster than all of these techniques as well. So we kind of combined all of that to just go fast. This is Dragon. The dragon's name is Ouroboros. Ouroboros is also the name of Strider's level 3 super, which he summons the satellites in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So that's kind of confusing. That move in this game is called Option A. And we are going to need that to complete the run. We'll get to that later. Anyway, we got the hardest trick in the game coming up here. That's called Dragon Dance. But first we're going to jump through some electricity. Hopefully we get good RNG here. We don't want him to fly sideways. That would be bad. And he's being somewhat cooperative. That's not bad. Alright. Now I'm going to mash really, really fast on my keyboard here. This is 2 controllers, essentially. This is not fast enough. Probably going to have to go through 2 cycles. That's fine. I can still make this up. As long as you don't get shot in the back too much, we should be fine. Yep. So that saves about 50 seconds instead of a minute. You can normally get the dragon done and you'd have to go through a bunch of different missile sections, jump across some ships, but if you just mash the keyboard really fast in certain sections, you can just skip the whole fight pretty much. It's actually doable on the other versions of this game too. This game has a lot of different ports and a lot of different quirks in each port. There's a 360 version, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The version we're playing on is PC. It's also the easiest to do most of these tricks on, but it's possible on all consoles, it's just harder on some. Now we're going to the left here because the game wants us to get a couple of upgrades in order to proceed, and we have no way around those. So we just have to play it for a little while. We have to play its game. Now we hit the shield guy. Those guys slow us down a little bit. So this guy we just hit 3 times, and I'm using both keyboard and controller to mash. There's a button for each. This gun only supports 2 controllers at one time though, so 2 controllers is what we use. Keyboard and regular 360 gamepad is what I use. Some people, we actually have a runner, Maelstrom. He uses a arcade stick, and I actually tried it out. It's not bad. It's not bad for playing the game, but it's still lacking a lot of functionality. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Don't get train wrecked here. Nope, just missed that. Alright, we got a skip coming up here. It's gonna save about 7 seconds, or give or take, depending on how fast I get it. Because it's just simply train skip. And I'm gonna switch to keyboard for this. We got it, cool. So we skip having to hit a switch, and we just keep going. The way I got it there saves a little bit more than 7 seconds, so that's good. This little hovers in the air like Dust Force style, if you didn't know that. Shouts to another Capcom game, Dust Force. It's kind of like the same idea behind charge boosting, where you just abuse the game's mechanics to hover in the air a little longer than they want you to. I'm gonna mash against these yellow robots here. Good. Yeah, and by the way, like, there's little optimal movements between the cutscenes I'm doing. I'm, like, right there, where the game is just stopped, but I can still be moving up into a slide, so that's what I'm doing that for. This is the first boss, Pepu. Well, not first boss, but you get the idea. One of the first Pooh sisters. If you played Starter 2, you know who she is. And there she goes. Mashing gets rid of her quite quickly. Oops. So we get the Eagle from that. Eagle is a movement item and a attack item. And it's pretty helpful. And required, so we have to get it. A little more optimal movement there. Wanted to jump there, but I didn't quite get it. That's fine. So we're just heading back here. Not too much to talk about. Maybe talk about the history of Strider. Not going to quite read donations yet. We have a little bit more time for that because there's also another period of waiting coming up. I don't want to spoil it though. It's very suspenseful. But yeah, PS arcade games, NES games, all have a history of being like a little bit broken in some way or another. This game's no exception. We'll see very soon. I don't know if this game was actually made by Double Helix, who did the Devil May Cry HD collection, and they had an option of doing one game for Capcom's B-list IPs. They chose Strider, which I'm pretty happy with. I was excited for this game on launch day. It's like the first game I ever speedran. It's pretty great and historic for me. Alright, so that floor doesn't exist. There's actually a drop platform there that the developers did not intend for you to go through. However, they also put in a let go button. So normally when you slide there, you'd cling to a wall. When you hold that button, though, you kind of shove yourself in the corner there, and there's a flat surface to that area. So you can use that and get out of bounds here, which we just did. Also, we have no music, and we're going to climb around tower for a little bit. So if we have any donations, now would be the time to read it. And we're going to do this one more time, too.
It seems that we don't have any donations at the moment.
Oh, well.
So if anyone wants something right on stream, you know what to do.
Indeed. And if you want to support a good cause, American Red Cross, and fighting wildfires out in the NorCal area primarily, but in general, California, then you know what to donate to. Whoa, that could have been interesting. Just have to slide around here. We use the boss loading zone to get back inbounds here for the first time. And this is the second poo sister, Nang Poo. And mashing will dispatch of both of these sisters very quickly. Oops. I was a little bit off. So I didn't want it to actually go into a couple of wind cycles there, but that happened, alas. Now we get a very important move, double jump here. Allows us a little more mobility, and we're going to do something the developers don't want us to do, go back to the previous area. And we got it. That's actually really hard to do on 360 and every other console that's not PC. That's one of the primary things that holds back new runners. People have to practice that for hours in order to get it. And we're going to go back from here. We're going to vault up this and jump off occasionally because there's a little pause in between. Be slow. Oops. Like, there's a lot of movement tech in this game. This is a very technical speed game. A lot to it. So we got the save point there. We're going to go back to that out of bounds we found before. And we're going to use it to our advantage to get to an area that is not intended for us to be at and get an upgrade that we are not supposed to have till very late game. So that flip is pretty hard too. Something else. We're going to have to do a couple of rock jumps here. We're going to do the marathon safe one. There's an unsafe one where you do a +1 boost. Saves about 2 seconds. But we're going to go with the safe option. Hopefully we'll grab this rock just fine. We did. I actually failed that once in practice, and I rarely fail that at all. 2, 3, 4. And let go here. Now we're in an area which gives us the Ice Kunai upgrade. And this is going to allow us to freeze enemies and get through certain doors. And this is a major sequence break. This is probably the biggest sequence break of the whole run here in any percent. Without this, we'd have to go through a couple other areas. It'd be a 40-minute run. And we'll go out of bounds once again. And once again, if we have any donation comments, now would be the time to read them. Otherwise,
Well-
you're getting pretty mellow music.
Well, we don't seem to have any donation comments, but I would like to take a moment to say that we are working with the American Red Cross, raising money for wildfire relief in California after all the recent fires and that are only worse than they would have been otherwise thanks to the 5-year drought. We're trying to help people out.
Yep, it's a good cause, and should donate if you can. Plug the stream for other people. Now we're gonna try a trick we call door swag, because Strider. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, basically you hit left after you jump into a doorway, he just turns around the other way and starts walking. This game is great. And we keep going on here, using our fastest method of charge boost plus ones to proceed. And we're gonna skip a little electric gate here. Just jump up. Nope, I missed. Oh, and I got shot. And slide. Easy enough. We're over a door we'd have to hit switch for. And now we're going to use our Ice Kunai to get to an area with the third Sisters boss. Now this boss is not loaded right now because the game does not expect us to be here. So if we try to go up into the area, it won't load. Right below there's a save point though. So we're going to hit that and soft reload the game. So we're going to quit out to the game's main menu and go back in, and the boss will be ready for us to fight.
You may have won last time, but now that all three of us are together, we are prepared. You don't stand a chance. You've caused a lot of trouble in my system.
It's not very good setup, but hey, we got it. Decent boss fight.
But we shall rise again.
And now we get the option A, or Ouroboros, as I referred to it earlier. But yeah, this surrounds us with a satellite if we use it, and will allow us to do a little more damage in some cases. And it's required to beat the game, so we need it. Now there are a few more... How did that not switch? Okay, we got it. Whatever. And now we're gonna go and scale a couple of buildings and such, because we're ninja.
I would like to take a quick moment to mention that this game is one of several you could potentially win by donating $5 over the course of the marathon.
Excellent.
$5
Yeah.
will get you a raffle ticket. You can get up to 5 raffle tickets for $25.
And if you want to try any of the, if you actually end up winning that, and you want to try any of the crazy stuff you see on screen here, I am always open to teaching new runners all the tricks and techniques behind Strider. We have a very open and welcoming community for that. Even if you just have a general question on the game, you can hit me up on Twitter anytime, at TheGuesst. Anyway, that was a robot we had to set up for to defeat quickly. And now we're going to go on to Prison. Prison has a pretty big skip that a lot of just regular players find on their own, that is just climbing perimeter wall. And just skip a cutscene here. It's Mikkel, by the way. Big Russian guy we don't even have to fight because we just skip him. I'm sorry, not Russian, Cossack. This is fake Russia. We didn't need that item, but we got it anyway. Fun fact, there are 211 different collectible items in this game. The speedrun for 100% is actually pretty interesting, where you have to go for them all. It's like you get that item every 11 seconds or so. It's a very interesting run. Anyway, we're climbing perimeter wall right now. If we get hit at all here, there's a good chance that we're just going to start getting comboed by the enemies. Strider has no invincibility frames for when he gets hit. This plunge here is pretty particular. Oh, we got hit. So we're going to have to try from this angle. Got it. Okay, cool. Sometimes you won't get the pixel right. Well, not pixel, but like positioning right, and you'll have to do that again. Now we're luring a robot down, and we're going to use him in order to freeze, create a essentially a wall that'll push us into an upgrade that we'll need. That is the magnetic plasma catapult, otherwise known as the teleport. Which, that's a very fast move. It's also going to allow us to stun lock enemies later, so it's pretty important. And I got a green split there. It's pretty rare. Hey. Not quite at the glory I was 2 years ago at this game, but I can always make it up again sometime. Oh, got hit there. Sometimes the satellites, even though they're supposed to block projectiles, don't do their job well. Why? Because Strider. Gonna get another cutscene here. Basically, the game is telling us that we need to defeat 3 Gravitrons in order to proceed with the rest of the game and enter this tower to fight Grandmaster Mio. It's usually the boss of all these games. However, we don't have to do that. We only have to defeat 1 Gravitron. We have most of the tools we need already. We're gonna get 1 more. So we can door swag 1 more time. Always fun. Gonna defeat this enemy because those machine guns can really get you down quickly. And now we're gonna mash left and right in the corner here. And that can actually trick the game into bringing us out of bounds, like right there. Hitting a switch that we're gonna need to come back to later. And we are gonna go back inbound to right here. And get this power up. This is the last one we need. Magnetic Kunai. That's going to activate the magnetic ability that we had with our plasma catapult. It wasn't activated before, but now it is. And that hidden ability is to stun lock enemies, attract bullets to them as well. Nice. Alright, and now we're on to the airship Balrog. No, not the Street Fighter boxer, the airship. And this is kind of an auto-scrolling section. Yep, those enemies just fell. Also, there are midget troopers, and some of my favorite enemies right there. They're just in the floor. And if you ask me why, I'll give you the same answer. Because Strider.
We have a relevant donation to that.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Cab donates $50 and says anyone can Strider 2014.
Oh yes, anyone can Strider. I wouldn't say 2014 though. It takes a certain discipline to 2014, but anyone can indeed Strider. Shouts to that run. It's possibly going to make it to GDQ. I didn't even know if they did, but there was a tutorial for Strider NES that was submitted there. I do hope I get in. I got in. And you really need to pay more attention to that schedule. Go up here. Oh, we are low on health. Darn. Now we're gonna do 1 more out of bounds. This one is slower paced than the other ones. Each of these have their own kind of rhythm to it, where you have to like turn around at a certain frame in order to make the game think that you're on a certain ledge, but not really. It's very particular. I don't want to bore you folks with the details. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, right. If you fall in any of these out of bounds sections, only the first area of the game has a kill zone, essentially a kill plane. Every other, you just fall infinitely and have to reload a save. So it's pretty risky if you don't know what you're doing. Now we're going to defeat these things right here. There was another out of bounds we could have gotten, but we'll just get the more entertaining one. This one people just discover on their own as well. This is one that's pretty casual. You just kind of walk across the ceiling, and sometimes the ceiling absorbs you. Although it's not actually cooperating right here. There we go. It's pretty random how that one works, but not as random as the left-right mashing. It's much easier on the controller too. And it's faster if you get it first try. And we're going to go back in bounds right here. This is Solo 2. We didn't fight Solo 1, but we're fighting Solo 2. It's a very particular setup we need to get for him. Otherwise, he's gonna be a problem to fight. And we got the setup, it seems. We're combining dual mashing with the rage meter, essentially, in order to deal massive damage all the time. We need to go around this and get hit by shield, and we're good. And that was Solo 2. That fight could actually be faster as well.
Initiate emergency protocols.
Yes, ninjas are masters of moving through walls. Have you never seen the speedrun for Shadow of the Ninja? It's another good ninja game I'd recommend seeing. It's a very good run. Shadow of the Ninja or Mark of the Ninja? I think it was Mark of the Ninja. It was a PC-based run. It was pretty interesting.
Mark of the Ninja.
Yes, thank you. I actually combined that with another game I ran, Shadow Blade, where it's more like dash attack canceling. Ninja games are pretty well apt to speedrunning due to their very simple nature most of the time.
Also ninjas.
Also ninjas. But none of them will be Strider. Almost got dive kicked by that guy. Now, Tower, I have fond memories of a certain blind race involving a flare dragon who got really mad at this game, like because he just could not complete it properly. That is Flare RDB. Shoutouts to him. Good memories. So yeah, we're going around activating a couple of switches to trigger the final area's elevator to get to the final boss of the game right now. And we're going to use a upstrike ability that was activated from beginning the kunai as well. Save some time. We don't have to defeat these enemies to make a switch rise up. Gotta throw spears. You always gotta get by one. This enemy will shoot a purple laser that can pretty much kill you in one shot, because we have no health upgrades. We pretty much went bare minimum on upgrades. We have one energy upgrade, that's it. Oh, there's a purple laser right now. If you get hit by one of the top ones, then you're done. Game's over. You have to reset, try again. Your run is nothing. Well-placed teleports. So yeah, this is just pure optimization of defeating the enemies in certain patterns and timings and slashes. So we can get the spider tank that comes out here soon. And defeat that quickly. Now we're just watching for flashes of light to defeat the drones here. Oh, that was kind of risky. Don't die. Please don't die. I'm gonna make sure I don't die. That would be a good idea. How did you dodge that, you? Oh. Oh, okay. We did not die. Good. And now we have a final boss of the game.
You have done us a great service, young Strider. We thank you for dealing with my...
Alright, so Mio, he has a couple of different attack patterns. If you want him to summon the ball here, we want that. Okay, that was a bad activation. Oh, that was pretty risky. You can pretty much defeat him in 2 cycles if you're pretty lucky. I had good RNG in the first part, I just wasn't prepared for the mashing that was involved with it.
I will create a new race.
And now we have Mio Prime's true form. He's gonna slam its heads into us here. And we'll just counterattack him as such. You can actually beat him before he even slams the heads into the ground, so it's possible to even be faster than what I just did there. Teleporting into those central rings is pretty good because it allows you to deal a bunch of damage to him. And that's fast. That electricity attack will kill you in 1 shot if it hits you in a certain angle, so don't get hit by it. Alright, time is coming up. He's just gotta fall to the earth here. Time.
32-34.
Excellent. I did not mess up anything in particular there. I think that was a very clean run to show off the game. This game also has an in-game time. I'm going to just take a look at the end here. But it's not as good as it could be. It has a lot of variance between runners, and it also doesn't count your deaths. So we don't use it. We opt for RTA. 2606, okay. Alright, well thank you folks for having me. Please stay tuned for the rest of the marathon here. We got Mr. Half Coordinated up with Momodora 4, Riviera Under the Moonlight. Up next. Very good speed game. Highly recommended. And yeah, thank you for having me, folks. Thanks, special shouts to Booligan and everyone else putting on this marathon. Wonderful cause. Glad to be a part of it.
And thank you for running for us.
Not a problem.